Good morning, beautiful beings.
Good morning.
Welcome to First Unitarian Church of Orlando. I'm Melissa Baker, serving on our worship team here at 1U. With me in today's service are our worship leader, the Reverend Dr. Laura McGuire, Director of Lifespan Religious Enrichment, Judith Stein-Farrall, Music Director Aubrey Connelly-Candelario, and drummer Jacob Hike. Board member Ronnie Monteith and chalice lighter Ian. And let's not forget our teams of wonderful people in the background working diligently to ensure that we come together this morning, so thank you. We greet you this morning, old friends and new, as we explore our Unitarian Universalist faith, which draws us into a community of justice seekers with a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to the community. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whoever you love, you are welcome here. In this community, your whole self is welcome. We welcome your race, national origin, immigration status, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, physical or mental abilities, economic status, or religious background. We welcome you. We have a few special announcements for you today. Religious enrichment reminds us that next week is the blessing of the backpacks. All beings with new beginnings are welcome. And our director of music, Aubrey Connelly-Candelario, has an announcement to share about the upcoming Milk District concert series.
Just two quick announcements this morning. I'm one of those people who says the announcements go on too long, so I better keep it short. The first is our Milk District series. We are announcing it today. We have 6 shows coming up. Behind me, if you would take a picture of that QR code, you'll see what's going on. Very excited. We were only going to do 3 this year, but we had such great entrance into people who wanted to perform that we've decided to do 6. You're going to love it. I'm super excited about this series. During the coffee time, we have volunteers who will be passing out flyers where you can see what all the shows are and also get the QR to buy the tickets. Right now, this month of August, we will sell our season tickets. And a season pass for all 6 shows, I believe, is $125, which is a significant savings over last year. The prices come down, so you get more show, less money. How more you could we be? The second announcement I'm going to make is about our centering hymn for this month. If you look in the hymnal, it is traditionally titled Kumbaya. I do research before we do all the hymns every Sunday and found out that Kumbaya is actually a non-existent word. It's been misinterpreted over the years to be a Swahili word or an African word that means come by here. In fact, if you know the Gala people who are on the islands off of the Carolinas, white missionaries went in to hear them sing and misheard their accent. They were singing come by here, and the white missionaries thought they said kumbaya. What a wonderful African word, and it spread for generations as kumbaya. We are taking it back today to come by here.
There will be no town hall today. We instead encourage you to take a moment to write out a few postcards to remind folks to vote in the upcoming primary election on August 15th. Next Sunday, join us when Rachel Gardner invites us to meet the moment with courage and joy. For more information about our congregation and announcements, go to orlandouu.org or email at info@orlandouu.org. All other announcements are posted on slides before and after the service and can be found with links in the weekly update or on our website. If you would like to follow along with today's service, please use the QR code shown on the monitor and found in the pocket of the pew to view the order of service. Thanks again for being here in person and online today. Welcome our chalice lighter, Ian. He is 10 years old and loves soccer and dogs. Who doesn't? Fantastic. Please join me in saying our chalice lighting words. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. Woo. Please rise. Good job, Ian. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing the opening hymn, 101, Abide With Me. The words are projected on the screen. Today, we are truly blessed by the return of our special guest to the pulpit. In January, Dr. Laura spoke to us about the radical resistance of joy. In May, they were ordained right here in this sanctuary. Today, the Reverend Dr. Laura McGuire is here to speak on the gift of grief. Their presence is a gift indeed. Welcome back. We open our hearts to welcome you, Reverend Laura, and we open our spirit to the sacredness in this time. In our Roots and Wings discussions in June, we spoke of the tender truth of grief. We recognized that as interdependent beings, our sorrow and longing was never meant to be a solitary burden. It is the sharing of it in safe spaces with beloved communities that brings light to the darkness through which we walk. Today, we bring our whole selves to this sacred space, our joy, our laughter, our heavy hearts, and quiet longings. We hold space for the grief that aches, and we honor it as a profound gift that connects us to one another and to all of nature. As we enter worship together, may the sanctuary be a haven for our sorrow, and may we each be a light for one another. If you're joining us online for the first time, please say so in the comments, and we're waving to you right now. If you're joining us for the first time or even the third time in worship today, please stand if you're willing so we may offer a warm welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Now we're all going to rise and greet one another, and we'll mingle till the jingle.
I need a mic. There we go. You say it 3 times, magic happens. Good morning, my name is Judith Stein-Farrall. I am the Director of Lifespan Religious Enrichment, and this is the Time for All Ages, where I invite children, youth, and young at heart who'd like to join us up here for our Time for All Ages. This morning, we're going to visit a story that might be familiar to a number of you. Please share the beanbags as you can, and as you can't, just find a place on the carpet, that's fine, or wherever you're comfortable. Real quickly, does anyone in the room recently look at the RE newsletter that comes through? I know at least 50 of you do. Did any of you click on the link in the header? Okay. Thank you, Gara. There was a song that you may be familiar with. Goes, puff, puff the magic dragon. You're familiar with that, right? Okay, hold on. All right, but you got the key. So are y'all, all right, I need y'all to hear me. Do you all know the song Puff the Magic Dragon? Yeah. Does everybody here know No, okay. Well, it's a story, and it's a story about, you can go to the first slide, Gara. It's a story about a magic dragon named Puff. Who do you think is able to see dragons? Dragons can see dragons. Kelsey is mom, by the way. Okay, so I'm not going to tell that story, but so who? Who children can see? Why can children see dragons? Perhaps they have more imagination. Because they have imagination. Because they haven't learned too much. They believe. I bet among some of our Unitarian Universalists, youngins, adults, we also have some believers who can see dragons. Can you see dragons? You can see the one up there, right? All right. So Puff the magic dragon, where did he live? By the sea. Right. In a land called Honolulu. Right. So, and he frolicked in the, so you know what? Autumn mists, ocean mists. He lived by the, so I'm still trying to figure out which line is accurate. So what is frolicking like? So we're going to talk today about the emotions that Puff went through, and we're going to experience them a little bit in the story. So if you were a dragon, can you imagine being a dragon? If you were a dragon and you were frolicking in the autumn mists or the ocean mists, what would that be like? What is frolicking is? Having fun? Oh, sorry, Maya. Letting loose and adapting to the world. Show me what it might feel like to be able to. Hold on, back up. Yep. adapt to the world, be loose, and have fun and frolic, right? Everybody, I want you to show me having fun and frolicking. Yeah. Kids, come on, show me having fun and frolicking. Thank you, Charlotte. All right. Feel what it might be like. All right. And then Puff the magic dragon wasn't alone. Puff had a friend. Now you can switch. The name was known Jackie Papers, right? A young person who could see Puff the magic dragon and believed and could see and participated and had fun. What do you think it would be like to fly through the sky on a dragon? Hot? Fun. So what do you think it would be like to fly through the sky on a dragon? Would it be fun? Show me what it might feel like to fly through the sky on a dragon. I want you to feel it. Come on, guys. Folks, come on. Woo! Okay. All right. So Jackie Papers flew. Okay, cool. I said feel it. Okay. And then they did other things. Jackie Papers and the dragon would play together and pretend to, next one, fight with pirates and have imagination time, fun, exciting times together. Jackie Papers and Puff the Magic Dragon were friends, right? Let's not climb like that. Let's sit on it. Okay. So we're friends. What's it like to have a friend to do fun things with? What's it like to have a friend to do fun things with? Yeah. What's it like to have a friend to do fun things with? Does it feel good? Does it feel good to have a friend? It's the best. So, Rev, if you want to come show me what it feels like to have a friend, to do fun things like.
Feels like I'm flying on a dragon.
Like you're flying on a dragon. All right. There you go. Ruby's flying on a dragon. What's it? So we've established that kids can see dragons, and the song goes on to say, dragons live forever. So, you can see a dragon? No? Well, some might be able to. If there was one around, that you might be able to see it. Charlotte would be able to see it. Yeah. Kitty might be able to see it. Yeah. Becca could see it. I don't know if Linda could see a dragon. You can see a dragon. So there's a dragon up there that some people can see. Okay, so dragons live forever. All right, wait, Ben, come back here. Dragons live forever, but do children live as children? What happens to children? What happens? They grow up, and sometimes they learn too much and stop believing in dragons. Do you believe in dragons?
I do, but I remember when I was your age, it was so much more real.
There you are. So if you were Puff the Magic Dragon and your little friend, Jackie Paper or whomever, started growing up, do you think Jackie would still come playing with you as they grow up? No, maybe not. How do you think that feels? Let's see Jackie Paper, next one, flying some more. Yeah, so maybe Jackie grew up and went away. And then Puff went and flew to his cave and just waited there. Jackie didn't come anymore. How would that feel? Sad. Is it okay to be sad about that? It's absolutely okay to be sad about that. It was okay to have fun with Puff, and it's okay to be sad because Jackie's no longer there, right? How do you feel, Gisette? Sad? Yeah. Yeah, it would be hard. Let's pull your shirt up. Exactly. Another child shows up and is there for, exactly. And then, so Puff works through his sadness. And then another child shows up. You told the rest of my story. Thank you, Ruby. So that's the story. Hey, that's the story. That we have a lot of fun and we can feel a lot of excitement and pleasure with our friends, as Puff did with Jackie. And sometimes we lose our friends because they go on somewhere else, right? And sometimes we have to sit with being sad until it's time to be happy again, right?
I think so. I think you got it.
All right.
I am sure you, Minister.
I think so too. Exactly. That's sad. But, so their friend went away to another school. Ruby's friend went away to another school and they were sad. But, I'm trying to, but, so you have a new friend. Let's shorten the story, okay? You have a new friend. Is that good? Yes, good. All right, with that message, we are going to form a loving arch so our children can move on to religious enrichment class, which today is making a movie of some sort. So let's go sing our children out. All right, youngins. All right, youngins, that away.
Puff the magic dragon, live by the sea, and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Connelly. Repeat that. Puff the magic dragon, live by the sea, and frolicked in the autumn mist in the land called Connelly.
So, good morning. My name is Ronnie Monteith. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. Each week we make space to collect an offering. We also offer inspiration from other Unitarian leaders to explain the multitude of reasons our generosity is important to our faith. Today's words are an offering from our special guest, Reverend Dr. Laura McGuire. We take a sacred pause at this point in our service to honor the holy act of giving. For those of us with little or nothing to spare financially, this is a time often ripe with feelings of discomfort and inadequacy. Let us address that in our giving. We give what we have been blessed with a surplus of, ranging from time, energy, and prayers to talents and finances. Sometimes we have all of these to offer the bounty of, and other times only one or another. In certain seasons, we have nothing to offer and are granted the equally important blessing of receiving. No one is more or less beloved because of how much they give or how much they need to receive. The Hebrew word for this is, which is some symbols, pronounced shudaka. Shadaka, that sounds like a musician, is often mistranslated as charity. It is more accurately translated as justice. We give our surplus not out of fear of divine punishment, nor for a transaction of prosperity. We give what we can, when we can, because when we do so, we build a more just world. We receive what we need, how we need it, and as we live out our values by releasing our cares into the embrace of our beloved community. Our Share the Plate recipient for July and August is the New Image Youth Center. The founder, Dr. Shante Barton Stubbs, is here along with a couple of the kids. One you has worked with the New Image Youth Center for 5 or 6 or 7 years, something like that. But we've got some members that have worked with them for years. She's going to come up here in a few minutes. So today's full collection will go to the New Image Youth Center. And as you guys know, we've been collecting underwear, and we were still collecting if anybody brought some today, so please feel free to bring them. Note that you can also give online or use your phone to scan the QR code found in the new pew back pocket to donate through Zephy. Please note that you can change the service fee at checkout to $0. Wait, I'm supposed to introduce them.
Yeah, welcome her up.
Oh, so sorry. I'm moving right along here. All right, so Shantae and the kids, if you guys want to come up.
Hello? Okay. Hi, my name is Amir Bailey, and I'm 14 years old. And I just want to thank One Youth so much for being helpful to New Image Youth Center as a youth group. And I just want to say thank you for letting us use your rooms so that we can't just stay in one place but explore other areas around the community. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Setling, but the center calls me Say, by the way. And I just want to thank One You for providing us the rooms for us to use different rooms and rotate different rooms to use to play games and to learn. And thank you One You for giving us donations.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. I am Shantae Barton-Stubbs, the founder and executive director of the New Image Youth Center, AKA The Good in the Hood. And so we're so excited because we get an opportunity to come and our kids get an opportunity to see the faces of the many people that support us all year long. As you've heard Say and Amir also share that we use your space for the summer because it gives us the opportunity to get out of our classrooms. So sometimes we have 70 youth who are stuck in 2 classrooms all day. And so it's great to be able to navigate, to do smaller groups with our youth and give them the opportunity to just see other parts of Orlando, as Amir said. So for the last year, some of you may know, we are in the process of building our forever home. And yes, we have been in 2 classrooms that are considered old and condemned for the last 22 years. So if there's anyone out there that's ever thinking that maybe, there's not going to be a change, stay focused. Keep your focus because change is coming and change is already here. Also this year we celebrated having 64 high school graduates. We have 12 who are in college. Thank you. And this is all from a community where many people have said that, hey, where's the good? We are here to prove that Paramore has so much good. So thank you so much for being a part of the change that you're not only talking about, but that you want to see. Thank you for being a part of the Good in the Hood. And remember, no matter what zip code you live in, you too can be the good. Thank you.
We're starting the offering. Oh, the offering will now begin.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high. And don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
Let us joyfully receive what is offered today in the spirit of gratitude and fellowship.
This is the time we set aside for deep sharing of our hearts and for prayer and meditation. You're invited to contribute to our collective sharing of joys and sorrows read during Sunday worship by sending an email to joysandsorrows@orlandouu.org during the week. Fill out a card at the welcome table and hand it to an usher before the start of service is an alternative. Bring your joys and your sorrows as we come together. Come as you are. Your whole self is welcome in this sacred space we are creating together. The flowers this morning are a beautiful arrangement offered by Rebecca and Mike Wright in recognition of the sacred gift of grief, honoring the many ways it invites us to love more deeply, heal more fully, and grow in spirit. From Jeannie Carter, happy birthday or happy anniversary to everyone celebrating in August. Speaking of birthdays, we had a late notification last week and missed getting to share a joy from Nikki that Rachel just celebrated a significant milestone birthday. So happy belated birthday, Rachel. Today is Lammas or Lunasa, the Celtic holy day that celebrates the turning of the wheel of the year to the first harvest. May we be grateful for the abundance of goodness in our lives, and may we have all we need with plenty to share. I have a joy. Huge thank you to the Nelsons for the fabulous, delightful, and super delicious auction item mystery dinner. Woo. That's a nice plug for the next auction, so someone make a note and sign up for that next year. And then we have a request for prayers for New Image Youth Center as they fundraise for their new building, and pray for Dee Dee, our mentor, who was deported 2 months ago. I'm so sorry. With all beings affected by these wildfires. We hold our communities and our country with care and the world with our compassion by acting for justice in all of the small and large ways that will move the arc of the universe toward justice. And please let us remember that the arc is long. And for all the joys and sorrows of this community shared today, and for those held close to our hearts, let's pray, let's celebrate, and send each other healing energy. Our prayer is an adaptation of Wild Hope by British poet Donna Ashworth. For all the joys we have named, we give thanks. For all the sorrows we carry in the quiet spaces of our heart, we grant permission. Let us shake hands with grief today. Let us pull her a chair at the table and offer her comfort. For she is not the monster we first thought her to be. She is love. Grief comes to us only because love came first. So we move into the quiet. We do not light these candles to banish the dark, but to honor the flame of all that we have loved and lost. May this light be a testament. Love came first, and love remains. Amen, and blessed be. Please join us now in a call and response reading with our 3 candle lighting ceremony as Reverend Laura lights one for joy, one for sorrow, and one for the mystery and unknown that lies before us. May these flames hold all that we bring into the circle of care. This first candle is for all the joys in our hearts, for the beauty and wonder of this world that holds us. We give thanks for the joys that brighten our lives. This second candle is for the sad and difficult happenings in our lives, for grief over the losses we have borne. Let this flame remind us that we need not carry them alone. We hold one another in compassion and care. The third candle is for all that remains unknown, a flame of mystery and possibility. We open our hearts to mystery and to hope. Together, these 3 flames, joy, sorrow, and mystery, burn as one. Let them remind us that whatever we bring into this circle of care, we are held in a greater light and we do not journey alone. May it be so.
Come by here, my Lord, come by here. Come by here, my Lord, come by here. Come by here, my Lord, come by here. Oh, Lord, come by here.
Good morning, beloveds.
Good morning.
It is such a joy to be back here again. And now, as you heard as the Reverend, very much thanks to you. And yes, applause for that. As you know, my name is the Reverend Dr. Laura McGuire. I am a person with fair skin and short, dark hair. I'm wearing a black dress and a collar in the tradition of the humiliati. I'm also wearing a high necklace because I am Jewish. I am barefoot in solidarity with the poor and in the tradition of my ancestors who took off their shoes on holy ground. Let's all take a deep breath together, inhaling and letting out anything we want to release. So we are in the month of August in Florida. Woo! It's hot. It's so hot. Anyone cranking up the air conditioning? I know I am. It's like, when is the cooler weather coming? We know, sadly, not for a little bit, but we appreciate the warmth too. And I think it's interesting, whenever temperatures are at their peak, whether it's super hot or super cold, our body has this natural reaction. We want to slow down. I know when I'm hot, I go outside for 5 minutes in my garden and I'm exhausted. I want to come right back in, have some iced tea, and rest. And it's interesting because it's similar in the winter. Right? When it's cold, we want to be cozy. We bundle up, we get some cocoa. We don't really want to be out and about. When things are overwhelming, whether they're emotions or temperatures, we must be still. In the Jewish calendar, there's wisdom around this time of year in that acknowledgement. We celebrate a very important holiday that most people don't commonly know about. It is called Tisha B'Av, and it is a day set aside every single year to just grieve, to just be sad. Now, big shocker here, the Jewish people have a lot to mourn. We know this emotion well. Though originally in ancient times the holiday was solely focused on the destruction of the first and second temples, it has since expanded in the Jewish community to cover a lot of sorrows. For my ancestors, who were Sephardic Jews, this is a time to mourn our expulsion from the Iberian Peninsula under Queen Isabel and King Ferdinand. The way that the Inquisition forced people, like my relatives, to convert or to die, and the experience that came from that in the diaspora. Of course, there are more recent tragedies in our modern history, such as the Holocaust and October 7th and all of the horrors that came after that. During this time, our leaders tell us to sit Shiva with life, to allow there to be a funeral for all of the things that have not been and will not be again. We are told not to read the entire Tanakh or Torah, but to only focus on books like Lamentations and Job. It is so beautiful that we have carved out that space on our calendar for thousands of years, but this is not unique to indigenous communities around the world. It is actually only in modern society that we want grief to be quick, right? Okay, tragedy happens, let's move on. But all of our ancestors knew that's not how we heal. This idea that grief should also be hidden away, put in a dark corner, out of sight, out of mind, is something that truly only comes from colonialism. My own mother was telling me about her experience growing up as a grandchild of immigrants and how they still kept many of those traditions. People would visibly display their grief at a funeral. I was going to another friend's family member's funeral, and I know some of the young people there, this was their first time experiencing a more traditional expression of grief, and so there were little giggles and snickers, but my mom said to me, "Oh, yes, I remember growing up, and people would bang on the casket, and sometimes they would jump in after it, and they would fall to the ground because that was an appropriate reaction. Now we put that away." Next slide. This is what we often think of. This is what we see in television shows and movies when someone has passed. Mourners gather quietly, politely. Maybe a single tear comes down a cheek. A handkerchief quickly blots it away, and there are no loud sounds, right? Everyone cries quietly. The experience is shrouded in silence. If there is any kind of communal acknowledgement, it is simply a handshake and the saying, "I'm so sorry for your loss." But again, across our world, next slide, this is not the tradition any of our ancestors held. They wept with their entire bodies, their souls expressed through screams from the depths of their lungs. They rocked, they wept, they shook. Things we now scientifically know are directly related to regulation of the vagus nerve. Isn't that amazing? That is what our nervous system desires, these outward movements and expressions. They promote healing and emotional regulation. We first have to feel it all, the good and the ugly and the difficult, in order to release and purge ourselves of pain that will otherwise become dangerous and infected. Now, throughout this history, as you can see in the image here, there has been a global understanding that some people had a special gift for this. They were called professional mourners, and you'll find them in all different history stories and books. There's actually an academic name for the study of this called thanatology, and we see this example in the Torah itself. 2 Samuel 14 says, "And fetch a wise woman and say to her, dress yourself as a mourner, put on the apparel, anoint thyself with oil, and mourn the dead." Certain people would be called from the community because they could help people access the feelings that they were otherwise pushing down. We find evidence of this in North Africa, the Mediterranean, all of Central and Southern Africa and Asia for thousands of years. In Celtic cultures, funerals were led by keening and professional keeners. They were gifted with knowledge of lamentation and would open up that space with guttural expression of feeling. And then came the Catholic Church. Often a twist in these stories. And in the 15th century, they said, no more of this. We're going to go to these quiet funerals. We're going to mourn very privately and make it palatable to a larger audience. But people are bringing this tradition back in beautiful ways. There is a funeral home in Texas that just a few years ago began offering professional mourner services for those seeking the tradition of African American homecomings. We are bringing these things back, and we can continue to. Now, sometimes, again, these things make us even nervous that we might laugh, as I mentioned, but even laughter itself, whether we're screaming and crying or it brings up those other natural expressions, all of those things in all animals are what is desired. You see, even in our animal kingdom siblings, there is this understanding of what grief gives. I'm going to read to you a quote from an article about research in that first photo of scientists who are looking at orca whales and were surprised by what they found. In 2010, a researcher named Robin Baird was off of San Juan Island when he and his colleagues spotted a resident killer whale behaving rather strangely. Unusually, these endangered mammals are very social. They're always around each other, but this time they found one that was all alone and was traveling for miles. A 24-year-old female was alone with her 6-year-old son and not foraging at all. They watched her, and they noticed in her mouth she was carrying a dead baby. Bard, a biologist, followed the whale for 6 hours. Sometimes they would lose sight of her as she plunged into the deep green waters, and then she would emerge with the body riding in her mouth or atop her head. Occasionally she'd lose it and would go back to retrieve it. Now, this is not something that only whales do. We've seen this in elephants and giraffes, chimpanzees, other primates, maybe even turtles, some scientists think, and bison and birds. But I want us to pause here and notice how the whale community reacted to this mother. They didn't say to her, oh, be grateful. You've got another kid, right? Or tell her, oh, if you don't stop grieving, you'll never get past this. You need to just move on. Get back to regular life, whatever that's supposed to mean. They allowed her the sacred space to grieve as long as she needed to, knowing that when the right time came, she would return. And this is a sacred and universal process. When we're talking about grief, I also want to acknowledge that it is not just about death. Oftentimes, again, we think about funerals, we think about passings, but we can grieve a million things. The job we thought was our dream position, yes! It ended up toxic and unstable. The friendships we swore would last a lifetime, but did not. Hopes for a family we might create that was never manifested, children that were never born that we dreamed of having, a wonderful partner that was never quite found, having parents that we feel truly safe and unconditionally loved by, but that were not realized. All of these things we grieve, all of them are losses, and we have to lament dreams that have not come true. This is also called disenfranchised grief, grief that society rarely allows us to name or embrace or process together. But again, around the world we have examples of alternatives. In the country of Portugal, there is a word, saudade. This painting is titled Saudade. And you can see in it exactly what this word really means when it's translated to correctly. It means grief for what never quite was and never will be. A woman stands there in the morning light, reading a letter, probably thinking about a life that she didn't get to see brought to fulfillment. And in the country of Portugal and in Brazil, every January 30th, they have a national day of saudade, when people can talk about these things and share them together. At this exact moment in our history, many of us are grieving a country we once thought we knew. The limitations we thought that cruelty had from those in power is no more. We have to feel that. We have to acknowledge that in order to birth the next chapter of our cultural collective understanding of our nation and our world. So going back to that idea that this is a healing journey, that without lamentation we cannot fully move forward, I found this beautiful quote in one of my favorite books on being a minister called Generation to Generation. The author is both a rabbi and a clinical psychologist. And he said there are two types of tissue in an injury that must heal: the connective tissue below the surface of the wound and the protective tissue of the skin. If the protective tissue heals too quickly, if we just do the surface layer, the healing of the connective tissue will not be sound, causing other problems to surface later, or worse, not to surface at all. How many of us have wounds in our heart that we've put that surface layer over? But maybe there's that deeper healing that still needs to take place. Because grief, like a stump of a tree, does not go away. If anyone's ever cut down a tree, right, you're like, okay, the tree's gone, it was its time, but the stump remains, this evidence of what once was. What we long for will always be part of us. Like that tree stump, it is no longer its full glory, that beautiful, fully branched being, but in caring for our grief, as nature so wisely cares for what remains after death, new life will integrate into the remnants and not only bear this transformation, but be nurtured by its past. I leave you with this today, friends. May we be given the grace to heal our connective tissue wounds, both in ourselves and each other. To grieve in order to release the pain that lives in the deepest part of ourselves. And may we be brave enough to choose together to hold one another on this journey. Thank you. You may now rise for our closing hymn. closing words. This is a lamentation, a prayer that I wrote. In this moment that I wrote it, it was very, very personal, and I'm sure many of you can relate to the sentiment. The prayer is called When They Ask, "How are you?" You asked how I am. Shattered, a shell covered in the remnants of a more innocent version of myself, permanently burned all over again, and not prepared to talk about becoming a phoenix yet. I will never be the person I was the morning before. I'm bidding that version of myself goodbye through tear-stained glass. I'm choosing to find glimmers of joy so that the terrorists in my life don't win. But I am not all right, and in many ways will never be on kilter the way I once was. This trauma will become calcified, a less jagged pain that is forever part of my soul. But that will take years, so please don't rush me. I'm grieving the trust I once had, a belief I had to fight so hard to claim after already walking through incalculable fires. Now that door of hope is cemented shut. So please turn off the floodlights that make you feel more comfortable. Yes, one day a window will open in its place, but for right now, I need you to sit with me in the shadows. Because somehow, through all of this, life demands I take one more breath, despite the oxygen being sucked out of my atmosphere. Instead of a scripted question, ask me things like, how can I best love you through this moment? What acts of care would best tend to your wounds? It's okay that we're not all right. In fact, it is the only appropriate answer in a situation like this. At this crossroads, where the ruins of a story collapsed lay, I need you to help me carry the weight of this truth, not correct it. Thank you.
What she does to me. Reverend Laura, thank you so much for the gift of your presence, your powerful insights, and your healing words today. We are so grateful. Dear ones, our call to action today is to reflect on the heaviness you may be carrying and to share it with someone. Grief was never meant to be carried alone. We are in this life to hold one another up and make our burdens lighter. In our 1U caregiver support group, someone is always grieving, whether bearing witness to the decline or death of a loved one or mourning the life they cannot live while in service to another. A gentle way to reach out to those you love who are in the thick of it is to simply ask, how is your heart today? Let that question be the doorway you open and the light you share. And yes, thank you. Please say these words with me as we extinguish this flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry into the world until we are together again.